Hi, my name's Rick Brett Snyder, and this is my unboxing video for the 50-Year Sword by Mark Z. Danielewski. And you see the box there. It's unboxed from the Amazon box that it came in, but it has a box itself that we'll be doing a very short unboxing about. Mark Z. Danielewski is probably most or best known for House of Leaves, the book there on the right. This is, as far as I know, the most recent edition. I think I have all the editions so far, with the exception of the original, which was syndicated on the internet, or so I've been told, and then collected. The book is a typographical masterpiece, as well as a very interesting book to explore. And I say explore instead of read, because you really do explore this book as you learn about the mystery of a house that is slightly larger on the inside than it is on the outside. And there are many stories that are woven into House of Leaves. But as you may know, I'm a big book fan, big book binding fan, typography, and all the elements that go into making the material aspect of stories. And this just tickles me on so many levels. So I'm going to open House of Leaves first to give you a little bit of background here as to what you might be expecting. This is just a lot of artifacts that appear in the pages of the book. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit and show you some of the. These are blue rectangles. This book is the full color edition. It has blue and red ink as well as black. Some words are set specifically in color, but this inset of another page, as if we're looking through this page to someplace else, and often those pages are elsewhere in the book. And then we see on this side kind of a mirror of another page. This column of names is printed upside down in italics, and we have some footnoting that goes on the right. And then we run into just sparse, poetic strings of pages that are close to blank, maybe making reference to other books, to other people. It's not, these are all blank, of course, and then you come to some pages that expose a little bit of text. That's not to say that most of the pages of the book are blank. Most are actually quite text dense, and most are footnoted and make references to sections in the appendices that you can go ahead and read. I've got a number of markings through this book as I've read it over and over again. Here we have the Minotaur being in red, as it usually is, and it's struck through. And then we have some text orientation pages. So, and then here are my notes on a series of letters from a protagonist's mother, who is apparently in an insane asylum. She actually shows up in another book of Danielewski's, but these letters are actually in code, and you can decode the letters and find out what she was actually writing about. If you've not read Book of Leaves, it is highly recommended, and you can get now the full color edition in paperback. So when I saw the 50-Year Sword was becoming available, I pre-ordered it, and we'll see that this boxing actually exposes a little bit of the cover, and this is obscure text, but we have a slide out here, and I've pulled this out once, but I've not gotten any further. And we'll set this aside. And again, the 50-Year Sword, whatever this blade passes through, it will most certainly will divide, though there is one thing which can stitch and hold the wound. Though there is one thing that can stitch and hold the wound. Now, I'd seen this in illustrations before, that the book is actually held closed with metal clasps, and there are certain words as well as some engraving here. Tarif instead of, I don't recognize a language, and that's not too terribly surprising. So we'll go ahead and open these clasps. And now we'll open this box. Oh, I think I've opened it upside down because there's a ribbon here. So let's see if I can pull this out. Yes. So, hint number one, it should have been opened this way, and the hasps would have been facing down in that way. So we have the ribbon and the book and some paper, which then open. And this book, this cover is actually textured with small holes that are cutting through it. So I can open this, take this out, set this aside, and as I said, there's a ribbon here that would make that easier if I hadn't accidentally set it back down. I'm going to set this aside now, and we'll see that there is actually some writing on the back. This paper, 50-year sword from Pantheon. One sword will kill a season, one will kill a country. One I'm making now will even kill an idea. And the paper set aside. Smoothly cut, and that's reminiscent right off the bat of the photo on the inside of House of Leaves. It does seem, there's the binding, it's a sewn binding, but there is no back cover. You can see the inside where the holes are. And it's signed. That is Mark's signature. 50-year sword. For, it looks to be a little bit of a puzzle as to who it's for. And I'd read that this was poetry before, and so I'm going to go through a little bit of it just to flip it and see if there are any typical typographic. There's some interesting stuff there. Looks like stitching, probably thematic. So this is not disappointing in the least. It's a little pricey of a book. If I were just for the first time experiencing Danielewski, I'd go with House of Leaves, but so far I'm pretty happy with the 50-year sword. And that is the end of this unboxing.